We have all seen the trend now. Footballers are running down their contracts to leave for free and join a certain team in white over in Spain. So why are clubs not renewing them before they enter their final years? Come along to find out. Here are 10 important players that we cannot believe have been allowed to run down their contracts to only 1 year left. Before we begin, please note that all players mentioned in this video deserve to be included at the time this script was written. Some may have signed new contracts since then, but it is still surprising that it has taken this long. Let's go! When you're supposedly the world's best goalkeeper at just 26 years old, contract uncertainty should be the last thing on your mind. Yet Gianluigi Donnarumma finds himself in exactly that position at PSG. His contract expires in the summer of 2026, and despite PSG's attempts to re-sign him, the Italian is rejecting their proposals, and for good reason. You'd do the same too if your club wanted you to sign a contract with reduced wages while being the best in the world in your position. Another thing that is truly concerning is PSG's apparent pursuit of Lucas Chevalier as their future number one. This isn't tabloid speculation, there's genuine substance to the rumours linking Chevalier with Paris. For Donnarumma, who has been PSG's undisputed first choice since arriving from Milan, the refusal of the club to offer improved terms while also being ready to replace him like he was nothing feels like a slap in the face. At 26, Donnarumma should be entering his prime years. His Champions League performances have been exceptional, making his unresolved situation a concerning sign of how quickly things can change in modern football. PSG had better hope Chevalier is the next Oliver Kahn if they're risking losing the Italian. Speaking of concerning contract situations, Liverpool's handling of Ibrahim Konate's renewal negotiations is so weird to see. Back in October, reports suggested a new deal was imminent, yet months later, there's no resolution. What makes this particularly alarming is the growing speculation surrounding Real Madrid's interest in the French defender, a lesson they should have already learned from Alexander-Arnold this summer. Konate has evolved into Liverpool's most reliable centre-back alongside Virgil van Dijk. His pace, aerial ability and composure make him exactly the type of defender that Europe's elite clubs covet. Real Madrid, always opportunistic, reportedly see him as a perfect defensive addition, especially given his contract situation. Liverpool's approach to contract negotiations has been questionable at best, allowing key players to enter final contract years and creating unnecessary uncertainty. With Konate, they risk losing a defender who could command a fee exceeding £60 million if his situation was secure. Real Madrid's interest makes this even more pressing. We know how persuasive Los Blancos can be. From Merseyside to Munich, Dayot Upamecano is demanding a considerable salary increase to extend his contract, and his reasoning isn't without merit. Under Vincent Kompany's guidance, Upamecano has transformed into one of the Bundesliga's most consistent centre-backs. Recent reports suggest Bayern and Upamecano have postponed contract talks until after the summer transfer window, eliminating immediate departure concerns but highlighting negotiation complexity. He currently earns around €10 million annually, but believes his improved performances warrant a significant increase, cementing his status among Europe's premier defenders. Bayern are keen to avoid repeating the Alphonso Davies situation, where negotiations dragged perilously close to contract expiration. They recognise Upamecano's value, and his development under Kompany has vindicated that investment. While Bayern navigate their defensive complexities, Feyenoord face their own dilemma with Quinten Timber, whose rising stock has made him one of the Eredivisi's most coveted midfielders. Should Timber decide against extending, Feyenoord are likely to consider selling him to avoid losing him free in 2026. The irony isn't lost that while twin brother Jurriën thrives at Arsenal, Quinten's future with Feyenoord hangs in the balance. Sources suggest the Dutch club may accept offers around 25 to 30 million euros if no agreement is reached. As Feyenoord captain, Timber has shown leadership qualities beyond his years, but recently dismissed transfer rumours, telling ESPN, "I don't mind if you write things about me, but a lot of things are simply not true." Arsenal's reported interest in reuniting the Timber twins adds intrigue. For Feyenoord, losing their captain on a free transfer would be devastating, both financially and for squad cohesion. The contract situations at Tottenham present a complex puzzle for new manager Thomas Frank, especially regarding Yves Bissouma and Rodrigo Bentancur. Both players see their deals expire in 2026, and losing either, let alone both, would create massive midfield gaps. Bissouma has been one of Tottenham's most consistent performers, providing defensive stability that allows creative players to flourish. Despite exit rumours, his importance to Spurs' tactical setup cannot be overstated. With Champions League football returning, squad depth becomes crucial, and Bissouma's experience makes him invaluable even after the arrival of Palinha. Bentancur's situation is equally worrying. The Uruguayan has developed into a key midfield component, his work rate and pressing intensity perfectly suiting Premier League demands. Frank's appointment brings hope these negotiations will be handled more proactively, but time is ticking for both players. If both end up leaving, Frank could be in for a tough first season at the helm, given the number of games they will be playing. While Tottenham wrestle with midfield contracts, Arsenal face their own challenge with Leandro Trossard, whose versatility has made him indispensable to Mikel Arteta's system. His ability to impact games from the bench or slot into the starting 11 when Martinelli is underperforming has been crucial to Arsenal's recent title challenges. The Belgian's contract situation reflects Arsenal's broader challenge of maintaining squad depth while managing wage expectations. At 30, this renewal could be his final significant deal, adding urgency to negotiations. Arsenal's pursuit of multiple trophies requires exactly the kind of depth Trossard provides. No contract situation carries higher stakes than Yoane Wissa's at Brentford. Thomas Frank's departure and Bryan Mbeumo's move to Manchester United have left the club reeling. Wissa has 1 year remaining, and his 19 goals last season make him irreplaceable for a club fighting to maintain Premier League status. Earlier in the window, Brentford emphasised that they were highly unlikely to sell both Mbeumo and Wissa this summer, but with Mbeumo departed, keeping Wissa becomes absolutely critical. The Congo international was promised a transfer to a big club if he stayed last season, so imagine his surprise when the club started rejecting new bids for him in this transfer window. Even if you put 8 figures in front of him, he will surely not sign an extension. For Brentford, his contract renewal isn't just about keeping a good player, it's about Premier League survival. Nottingham Forest's remarkable flirtation with Champions League qualification was built on several key players, few more important than Callum Hudson-Odoi. At just 24, the former Chelsea winger has found his home under Nuno Espirito Santo, delivering consistently impressive performances. With Anthony Elanga's departure to Newcastle, Hudson-Odoi becomes even more crucial to attacking plans. His age profile fits perfectly with the club's long-term vision. For a player who struggled for consistent Chelsea game time, Forest represents the perfect environment to fulfill his considerable potential. His renewal would signal mutual faith, Forest backing their belief in his ability, Hudson-Odoi committing to the project that revitalised his career. Finally, in Saudi Arabia's rapidly evolving football landscape, AlHilal cannot afford to lose Aleksandar Mitrovic, whose goal-scoring prowess has been central to their success. The Serbian striker's 28 goals delivered the Saudi Pro League title in 2023-24, while his 19 goals last season kept them competitive despite finishing second. Mitrovic's importance extends beyond statistics. His experience, leadership and proven clutch performances make him irreplaceable. As the Saudi Pro League continues attracting global attention and investment, keeping players of Mitrovic's caliber becomes essential for maintaining competitive standards. For AlHilal, the Serbians' renewal represents more than keeping a striker. It's about maintaining their status as the league's premier destination for elite talent. The contract table has become modern football's most crucial battlefield, where futures are decided not by actions on the field, but by negotiation rooms. These 10 players represent different challenges, different stakes, but one universal truth. In today's game, timing contract renewals isn't just good business, it's the difference between building dynasties and watching them crumble. Whose renewal do you think is the most important from our list? Let us know in the comments, and remember to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to turn on bell notifications so that you never miss out on any new videos. See you next time. Bye.